Good Friday morning, Oswego, and welcome to Top in the Morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Olivia Eugenio. Coming up on Top in the Morning, Nelson Mandela passed away yesterday afternoon. The former South African president was 95 years old and was respected around the world. And a Chittenango teacher was honored yesterday evening at a church across the street from the district middle school. Students came to a silent prayer service to remember their favorite teacher. We'll have a more in-depth look at your top stories in just a moment, but first a quick check of your weather to get you out the door with meteorologist Rob Camille. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning, Olivia, and good morning, Oswego. Storm Team 10 meteorologist Rob Camille here with a quick look at your forecast. I want to apologize ahead of time. Unfortunately, I am a little bit under the weather this Friday morning, but the weather must go on as we look outside the campus center here at SUNY Oswego. Pretty cloudy as far as the weather goes right now. A lot of heavy clouds overhead. The snow showers have finally moved out of the area, which is good. Temperature right now just above the freezing mark at 34 degrees. Feels a little bit cooler than that. Our real feels at 26 right now because of those winds out of the southwest at 10 miles an hour. Now look at your radar right now. You can see that all those snow showers and that mixed precipitation that we were seeing earlier this morning has moved off to the east as that front continues to move through the area and this Arctic air mass starts to take control. It's going to be very cold this weekend. We're actually going to have a true whiteout weekend as some snow is going to fall on the campus as well. How cold is it going to get and how long is the snow going to stick around? I'll have your full forecast coming up in a few minutes. I'm going to rest my voice as much as I can. So right now I'm going to send it back to the desk with Olivia for a look at your top stories.
Thanks, Rob. You know, under the weather, you're going to be the perfect person to know what the temperatures are like. A little punny this morning. Flags across South Africa and in many cities around the world are at half-staff in tribute to a man many call a giant for justice. The former South African president and Nobel Peace Laureate died Thursday at his home at the age of 95. South Africans draped in flags and images of Mandela gathered on the streets to dance and sing. Mandela's body is still held at a military hospital in Pretoria ahead of a state funeral a little more than a week from now. Chittenango Central School District gathered yesterday evening to commemorate the loss of 7th and 8th grade teacher Ms. Highland. The Crossroads Community Church right across the street from the middle school held a silent prayer service for students to share fond memories and heal together. Ms. Highland died yesterday morning after her car flipped into the Erie Canal Tuesday. An Ithaca man is still in critical condition after being hit by a car yesterday evening. According to the Ithaca Fire Department, Ellis Hollow Road was shut down for about 30 minutes to treat the man's injuries. A helicopter was called but declined due to the weather. The man is still in critical condition at Upstate University Hospital. A 12-year-old boy was arrested yesterday after firing a dozen shots from a pellet gun. Another student at Henniger High School was shot 4 times around 2 o'clock. The student suffered minor injuries but did not require medical treatment. The boy was charged with reckless endangerment and criminal possession of a weapon, and his guardian was issued a juvenile appearance ticket for the child to appear in family court. A suspect for the thefts at Fayetteville Manlius High School is in custody after attempting to hide in a clear plastic garbage bag yesterday morning. 21-year-old Celine Dansu was hiding at a home on Ontisco Street yesterday. According to the police, her twin sister, 21-year-old Camille Dansu, is still on the run. Police say the 2 suspects were caught after stealing over $7,000 worth of items from their alma mater FM High School December 2nd. And we're going to take a quick break, but first take a look at what happened on this day in history.
Hey Laker fans, remember the following. Be loud, be proud, be funny, be civil.
Above all, be positive.
We've cleaned up our act on the ice. Now it's your turn to clean up yours in the stands.
Malcolm, you know energy savers last 6 times longer than regular bulbs.
This isn't my room. It's Baron Davis's.
The basketball player? This is his room?
I don't live here.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
Bulls still losing.
Shocking. Drives it road all the time. Just had a few drinks. Just can't be happening.
Are we clear? Clear.
We're just buzzed.
Just buzzed. You didn't.
Thank you for waking up with us. This is Top in the Morning. I'm joined by meteorologist Rob Camille. So, Rob, it's going into finals week. Is it going to be that perfect weather for you to sit inside and study, or is it going to be a beautiful day and all I'm going to want to do is go outside?
Well, it seems like, as you know, this week's typical weather would have it, really unstable as we go through the semester. And finally, we've reached December. A lot of snow is finally going to start to fall on the campus. And it's actually going to be a true whiteout weekend this weekend, as the snow will begin to move in as we go throughout tonight to tomorrow. So right in time for the Plattsburgh game as well.
Good point.
As we take a look at your top weather headlines for this Friday morning, again, I want to apologize ahead of time, folks. Kind of ironic, I am the weatherman and I'm a little bit under the weather this morning. So sorry if I sound a little bit squeaky here on camera. As we look at your top weather headlines, very cold this weekend. We have an Arctic air mass moving down from Canada that's covering a decent chunk of the country. We're talking 2/3 of the United States, going as far south as Texas into Arkansas, and places that usually don't see frozen precipitation being affected by this system. And we are next in line as this front starts to move eastward and go throughout the mid-Atlantic. Not only that, but we will be seeing a decent chance of snow for whiteout as well, so it will be a true whiteout weekend as the snow will start to move in tonight throughout Saturday and into Sunday and Monday as well. And from one student to another, especially for those of you here on campus, it is the last day of classes. Finals week is next week. Hang in there. Everybody's going to get through it. The weather's going to be rough. Everybody's stressing out over, finals week and all that. Hang in there. Winter break is in sight. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. As we look at your current conditions right now, overcast skies at the campus center. 34 degrees where the mercury sits right now. Our real feels a little bit cooler than that, 26 degrees, because we do have a decent breeze out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. Looking at your radar right now, you can see most of this precipitation, the snow and some mixed precipitation moving further south into central New York down towards Syracuse and Cortland has started to dissipate as that front starts to move eastward. Now we will still see a decent chance for snow as we go throughout the day today. Periods of snow showers will develop. A little pretty scattered, not really much accumulation associated with it at all in our area, but I will touch on that a little bit later on. As we look at your setup for today, this cold air mass is going to track eastward very slowly. Most places in central New York will see a mix between sleet and snow as we go through the day today. Places as you go further west in New York State, so if you're going towards the Rochester metro area into the Finger Lakes, out towards Buffalo, you'll be seeing mostly snow. As you go further eastward, though, you will see it gradually change to rain, but that will change as we go throughout the day, as I said, as that cold air starts to move eastward. Not only in that, but places in the southern tier, into the Catskills, we'll see a higher chance for snow accumulation as we go into tonight. Places just south of the lake shore into southern Oswego County, right on the edge of the Oswego-Onondaga County border, going towards Syracuse down to Cortland, especially down towards Binghamton. Most places will see, on average, between 1 and 3 inches of snow. As we go into the southern tier near the Catskills, could be locally higher amounts of upwards of 3 to 6 inches. But here at Oswego, we're just going to see a few snow showers, nothing really serious as far as accumulation goes. So, throughout your day today, we've already hit our high temperature of 39 degrees. That was very early on this morning at about 6 o'clock. Cloudy for most of the day, periods of snow showers as we go later on in the afternoon. 30% chance of snow, still going to be very breezy out there as well. As we time out your day, 8 a.m. around the 39 degree mark. Right now we're sitting at 34, so it's a little bit colder as that front has moved through. By 12 o'clock, most of the viewing area is going to be at about 38 degrees. And by 5 o'clock, that snow starts to gradually move in from west to east. Temperatures at about the freezing mark here in Oswego. It'll be about 34 as that snow will start to move in just in time for puck drop as the Lakers take on Potsdam this evening at the Campus Center Ice Arena. Now, as we look towards tonight's forecast, we're going to have mainly snow showers, but it will mix with sleet at times. Temperatures right around the freezing mark, 31 degrees for most of the area. Now, I wanted to show you this graph right here. This is something that the National Weather Service put up at about 7 a.m. today. You can see here, this is a temperature graph of all the temperatures throughout the United States. You can see those colder temperatures indicated by those blues and purples, and those warmer temperatures indicated by those greens, yellows, and reds. Just the sheer size of this air mass is affecting about 2/3 of the country. As you can see, it stretches down into the southwestern United States, into Texas, into the deep south. So a lot of places that usually don't see cold weather are being affected by this front, as you can see. It will start to track eastward as the day goes on, but you can see that clear definition between the warm air and the cold air as we go throughout the country. We're also keeping an eye on a storm that is supposed to come into the area Sunday night into Monday. This low pressure will track into the Great Lakes area. You can see this dashed line right here that looks like kind of like a little wave or a mountain. You can see that everywhere south of this dashed line, we'll see mainly mix changing to rain. Everywhere north, which includes Oswego, we'll see mix changing over to snow as that air stays cold. So we will see another decent chance for some frozen precipitation Sunday night into Monday. As we look at your 5-day forecast, snow starts to fall Friday night into Saturday. Saturday, we're going to see a little bit heavier snow, decent chance for accumulation Saturday night into Sunday. Sunday night into Monday, again, is where we're going to see that next storm start to move through. Mainly frozen precipitation, a nice mix on Monday as temperatures warm up into the 40s, but go back down to the freezing mark by Tuesday. That is going to do it for me right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to send it back to the desk with Olivia for a look at more of your national news.
All right, thank you, Rob. So Matt Stone will be up later to tell us a little bit more about those whiteout games. But turning to your national news, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul travels to Detroit today to push his plan to rescue the largest U.S. city ever to enter bankruptcy. Paul told reporters yesterday he'll be introducing a bill next week that would enact what he calls economic freedom zones, which he describes as enterprise zones on steroids. They give tax incentives and financial breaks to depressed areas and neighborhoods in large cities to stimulate the economy and draw more business. Paul wants to take it to the next level, creating even lower taxes. And Radiant Orchid, that's the Pantone color, institutes Color of the Year for next year. If 2013 is any indication, we could see this color everywhere in a couple months. Pantone's Color of the Year for 2013, Emerald Green, was everywhere this year, from clothing to furniture and even bedding. And now we're going to take a look at your entertainment news with Matt Stone.
How are you doing, Olivia?
I am great today. I'm actually really excited for the whiteout games. Those are coming up this weekend, so.
Yes. Tonight, we're going to start with men's hockey against Potsdam. We have women's basketball, men's basketball, so busy weekend at WTOP.
And I know you're most definitely excited for those basketball games.
Definitely going to be a couple of games that we want to watch out for. And tomorrow, full day, right from the get-go, noon to 2, we got women's basketball, 2 to 4. Men's basketball, all leading up to the big game on Saturday night at 7.
So it's not just the Plattsburgh game this weekend, everybody. We have a bunch of games going on.
No, absolutely. But first, we're going to take a couple look at your entertainment news. And Carrie Underwood sure can sing and yodel, apparently. After weeks of hating from ardent Julie Andrews fans, the American Idol winner finally took the role of Maria in the Sound of Music live TV broadcast. Underwood, who has practically taken She's No Julie Andrews as a middle name lately, provided her vocal prowess with the arduous part, but according to early reviews, her wooden plank acting let her down somewhat. After months of hype, the broadcast finally came to fruition last night on NBC in a vast warehouse in Long Island. Going into some sports, nearly a year after Florida State quarterback Jameis Winston was accused of rape by a female FSU student, the state attorney has decided not to charge the Heisman Trophy favorite. Thursday's decision clears the way for Winston to finish the season with the #1 Seminoles. Willie Meggs, the state attorney for the Second Judicial Circuit, announced the move during a news conference yesterday at the Leon County Courthouse. Winston had faced felony charges of being accused of sexually assaulting the woman at an off-campus apartment on December 7th, 2012. The Seminoles take on Duke in the ACC Championship. Switching over to the NBA, last night, the defending champion Miami Heat faced off against the Bulls for the first time without Derrick Rose. The Chicago Bulls sure needed a reprieve, and they knocked off the defending champs with a nice one. Carlos Boozer poured in 27 points, and the Bulls pounded LeBron James and the Miami Heat 107-87 on Thursday night. Luol Deng chipped in 20 points, was joined by Taj Gibson, who had 19, and Joakim Noah added 17 points and 15 rebounds as the Bulls had no trouble taking out the Southeast Division leaders. And maybe worst of New York, it seems that Nets hold that dubious distinction now. Carmelo Anthony scored 19 points and 10 rebounds, and Iman Shumpert, scored a season-high 17 points, and the Knicks ending a 9-game losing streak with a 113-83 romp Thursday night in the first meeting of the season between the city rivals. The Knicks finally halted their 9-game losing streak. That's it for me. Let's go back to Olivia.
Well, so Matt, we have all the whiteout games going on this weekend, but I'm wondering if people actually watched the Sound of Music last night. I didn't get to watch it.
I
but-
tuned in for a little bit, and I can say Carrie Underwood's voice is amazing. I mean, people have known that for many years. I think a lot of people were disappointed with her acting ability, and The Sound of Music's one of those films that it's going to be hard to top it with a second version. It was just it's so known by everyone.
Right, and I think no matter who you picked, everyone was going to be disappointed because you either have to sacrifice the acting ability or you have to sacrifice the singing ability. You can't get both. It's one way or the other. So
If you went
everyone's
on,
going to be disappointed.
going around social media last night, what you could see was people were intrigued by this. You know, you're having a live broadcast in a random warehouse in Long Island. It's on NBC, one of the major networks. So I think people were intrigued by the idea. Just tough to beat the old Sound of Music.
There's no one like Julie Andrews.
No, of course.
No one like
of
Julie
course,
Andrews.
Of course.
And going along with that, I actually saw something last night. Someone had posted something on Facebook about, if you're going to try to rein people in with a big name, it could have been a lot worse. You could have had someone like Rebecca Black. So most definitely. So we're going to take a quick break, and take a look at what celebs are celebrating their birthdays today. Stay with us. You're watching WTOP 10 Top in the Morning.
The forest is precious. One careless act caused by people, and its beauty could be gone for a lifetime. Protect our friends in the forest.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Get your Smokey on. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Because 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The Hollywood View is back with a brand new season and a brand new look. Join me for non-stop Hollywood coverage news right here on WTOP 10 every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m.
Hi, I'm CNN's Rob Marciano, and you're watching WTOP 10, your television station.
Every night before the show, me and the guys, we like to loosen up a little bit.
Blue 42, hike!
Every now and then, Dan likes to take it a little too far. But hey, the show's all about competition, so we'll take it.
Stupid Dan with stupid football and stupid running.
Thanks for waking up with us on Top in the Morning. I'm joined again by meteorologist Rob Camille. So Rob, whiteout games are this weekend. Are you going? Are you all excited and pumped to have your whiteout shirt already?
I am stoked, honestly. I always look forward to these games every year ever since I came here. Like, as a freshman, everybody tells you, oh, we have this huge rivalry going on between Oswego and Plattsburgh. I'm like, what? No way. And then I went to my first game. I was in awe of how much energy is in the arena at these games.
There's nothing like it.
There's I can honestly say there is nothing like a whiteout game, and I'm stoked to be going to my third game in a row against Plattsburgh.
So we're having the whiteout game.
Mm-hmm.
Will it be a whiteout outside? That's the big question.
It might, depending on how much snow falls. The snow will be there, but it depends on how much we actually get. As we look at your top weather headlines for this Friday morning, we have a big Arctic air mass that is coming down from Canada, coming in and just covering 2/3 of the entire country as we go through the remainder of your weekend. We're talking places as far south as Texas and Arkansas seeing precipitation like snow and freezing rain that they're not used to. So this is a big Arctic air mass, and it's going to be moving eastward as the day and night goes on. So by tomorrow, the temperatures are going to feel a lot colder than they have, especially yesterday when we hit those temperatures up in the mid-50s. Along with that, we will have some snow for whiteout. Not entirely certain if we'll be seeing any serious accumulation. It's looking like we're just going to be seeing a lot of snow, but it's not really going to stick on the ground, at least around here in Oswego. And from one student to another, last day of classes, finals week is coming out. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that is winter break. Less than 7 days away, folks. Hang in there. You guys can definitely get all of your work done with no problem whatsoever. As we look at your current conditions right now, still pretty cloudy outside of the campus center. Temperature still sitting at 34 degrees. Real feel still pretty cold. 26 degrees is where we're at right now because of a 10-mile-an-hour breeze coming out of the southwest. And that's where the winds are going to stay pretty much for the entire day. As we look at your regional radar, all of those snow showers and mixed precipitation that we saw this morning have moved to the east, so they are out of our area for the time being. There's still going to be some scattered snow showers throughout the day today, but for the most part, they will be very light. They will be very few and far between, mostly coming in later in the evening. Your high temperature we hit earlier this morning, 39 degrees. For your high today, periods of snow showers throughout the day for much of central and western New York. As we look at your day planner, for most of the day here in Oswego, we're going to be just pretty much cloudy. Chance of flurries coming into the area at about noontime. By 5 o'clock. Some of the more serious snow starts to set up and just in time for puck drop for Game 1 of Whiteout Weekend as the Lakers take on Potsdam tonight at 7 p.m. at the Campus Center Arena. Look at your 5-day forecast, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Straight through, some heavier snow coming in Saturday night into Sunday. Temperatures are going to be mainly in the low to mid 30s. But as we go into Monday, there is another storm system making its way into our areas. A low pressure system is going to come up into the Great Lakes. It's going to dump some freezing rain that the models are suggesting right now. Freezing rain, sleet, and snow on the area. So definitely be careful if you're heading home earlier in the week. Definitely want to take it easy out there. Temperatures will warm up on Monday up to about 40, but by Tuesday we see the snow and we're back down to the freezing mark once again. That is going to do it for me for right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to send it back to Olivia at the news desk. I'll be back later with one final look at your forecast.
All right, thank you, Rob. U.S. basketball star Dennis Rodman is returning to North Korea for a third time. The retired basketball star's first visited early this year when he spent time with President Kim Jong-un. The company that is paying for the trip says he'll be back December 18th for about 4 days. Rodman will be training North Korea's national basketball team for an exhibition game against former NBA players. And now we're going to take a look at what's happening in Oz with Ian Dembling.
Good morning, Olivia, and thank you for having me on. There's so much going on this weekend, of course, with our whiteout games and with all the fun stuff happening in sports, but there's also quite a number of theater performances as well, so we're pretty excited about that.
It's jam-packed this weekend.
It is, absolutely. This morning's SUNY Oswego Student Spotlight highlights 2 up-and-coming success stories for SUNY Oswego. These 2 girls have done their fair share of theater performances here, and now this week they are co-directing and co-starring in a performance of their own. Their show deals with love and loss and is sure to be very moving for all those who choose to attend. I got to speak with Leanne Cole and Rebecca McCarthy, who shared with me the meaning behind this powerful story.
The stage is set in SUNY Oswego's Lab Theater for this Friday night's senior capstone reading of Stealing Second, a play written by, starring, and directed by creative writing and theater major Rebecca McCarthy. McCarthy and her co-director Leanne Cole play sisters who are coping with the loss of their 2 brothers in their own ways.
I'm not delusional. I don't think for a second you can actually hear me.
I miss hearing you guys sing together and play together, and I miss you.
Throughout the show, the sisters reflect on the memories of their brothers, both former baseball players. The baseball diamond set was created especially for the reading. But this somber play touched the actors as well as the audience. For Cole, who dealt with a death this past semester, performing in this show hit close to home. Cole was grateful for how much McCarthy and the rest of her cast helped her through this difficult time.
So I think we connected on that level and knowing how it really feels to lose someone, and especially having this death this semester and being with her and going through this process, like she was able to help me, and this show really was able to help me get through that also.
McCarthy also shared with WTOP how her play was based off of a poem she wrote when coping with a loss in her own life.
Even if you haven't lost someone that close to you, I think everybody's experienced some form of it. My actors are all really close friends of mine, so it was really easy to be open with them. My cousins that I was really close to passed away, and I wrote this poem about them.
To hear this powerful, inspiring poem for yourself, you'll have to come to the reading of Stealing Second tonight at 8 p.m. For WTOP 10 News, Ian Dembling reporting.
Well, Ian, I'm trying to get my thesis together for my senior year, so I can definitely understand what they're going through and the planning process, and just it's so much work to get through. So thank you very much.
So much work, but it was a really great performance. Definitely something you should all check out.
Thank you. No formal public events will be held until 5 days after Nelson Mandela's death, but informal gatherings quickly popped up as those touched by Mandela's actions and words recognized the impact he had on their lives. Andrew Spencer reports on the overwhelming show of affection after the former South American leader's death.
In bold letters outside the Apollo Theater, in memory of Nelson Mandela, he changed our world.
God must have spent a whole lot of time in making Nelson Mandela.
At a Hanukkah event at the White House, President Barack Obama took another moment to acknowledge what the world lost.
A moral giant who embodied the dignity and the courage and the hope and sought to bring about justice not only in South Africa, but I think to inspire millions around the world.
And he wasn't the only one to reflect on Mandela's death.
Nelson Mandela was a giant for justice and a down-to-earth human inspiration.
Just an extraordinary man, a gentle giant. I mean, he's the kind of individual that the words that he spoke were so profoundly challenging to your spirit.
He wanted to persuade the people of South Africa as a whole that they did not have to be afraid of fundamental change in the country.
CNN's Twitter tracker showed news of Mandela's death spreading throughout the world at nearly 100,000 tweets per minute. Actor Samuel L. Jackson wrote, "Never met a better person in my life than Nelson Mandela. My sympathy to his family and his country." Others remember the man who meant so much to so many people by laying flowers in his honor at the South African Embassy in Washington, where the flag was lowered to half-staff. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
Joined again by meteorologist Rob Camille. So, Rob, it is our final broadcast for the semester, for all of news, actually. It's the final news broadcast. So,
yeah, I've had a wonderful semester here. It's really been a blast here. That's my 5th semester.
Definitely.
So, but look at your final forecast real quick. Snow is the story this weekend, as far as we're concerned, all the way through until at least Tuesday for the start of your finals week. So it's really going to be cold and snowy here in Oswego. Typical December as far as weather goes.
And that will do it here for our last broadcast on Top in the Morning. I'm Olivia Eugenio.
I'm Rob Camille. Thanks for waking up with us all semester, Oswego. Have a great Friday.
Get your Smokey on. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Because 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Down 70 to 35, and the Cougars were getting smoked like a cheap cigar.
I'm RJ.
I'm DJ.
Oh, wait.
Is that right?
We have a show coming.
It's on Wednesdays at 11:30, and you should watch it.
You better watch it.
You better.
Wait, I'm DJ.
The mailbox and the traffic light. Both are ideas from the minds of African Americans. Support the United Negro College Fund, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
This can't be happening. This can't.